The RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League is on the air. RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals, proudly brings you Chase Race number 2 of the Indy Speedway League DW12 Series live from Miami Homestead Speedway. This broadcast also being brought to you by Hanover Fisk Racing, proudly sponsored by the Disabled American Veterans Association. Disabled American Veterans, an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for Americans veterans. For more information, go to dav.org. This broadcast also being brought to you by David Llewellyn and the DHL Express. Mr. Robert Lacavara and Convergent Composites. Mr. Hoot Baker. Mr. Joe Morganti and the Lug Nut Tub. And Motorsports Graphic Designs. For all your in-sim graphical needs, you got something going through your head, you want to see it on your race car, give Tyler Graff a shout and say, hey, help me out. Motorsports Graphic Designs. Chase Race number 2. It's do or die time for the DW12 series here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you, joined by Mr. Gary Bauer on race control, Sam Cooper Bennett, and the lovely and talented Miss Layla Wilson. And joining us tonight for tonight's broadcast, league sponsor Mr. Bill Roberts. Bill, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing great, Tony. How are you?
Living the dream. Now, Bill, you've got a special announcement that you wanted to make to the league, correct?
Yes. About a month ago, I was thinking to myself, what would happen if we had a match race or something like that, where we had the best versus the best, just kind of for fun, not for points or anything, but just to see. And that the idea kind of grew, and I thought of different ways to make it even more interesting, and ran it by some folks in the competition committee, and the idea kind of grew and had some input from some fine folks on the competition committee. And what it's turned into is basically an invitational event for the elite, the best of the best, the cream of the crop that we've got amongst all 3 series going on right now, the DW11s, the 12s, and also the Mazda group. And what it's turned out to be is an invitational where we would have, if you've won a race in either of the 2 IndyCar events, the big cars, the DW11s or 12s, or if you are a league champion for the Mazda series, you would be automatically invited into the invitational. Of course, you have to be a member of good standing within the league to also get invited. In addition to that, though, if you've never won a race, or if you haven't won a championship, and by the way, if you've won a championship in any of the 3, you're in. You could also get in through a qualifying race, which would be held a week earlier for the Open. So that's what we're looking at, and it's going to be, I think, quite an interesting race because, number one, it's going to be an open setup type of race. So the drivers will have to practice and come up with their own setups. Number 2, it's going to be at a track that we really haven't raced at formally, and that's Milwaukee Speedway, a nice flat track, which is what I consider a driver's type of track. And number 3, it's going to be in the Pro Mazdas, something that a lot of people have experience with, and it's kind of our lowest common denominator. So that's going to make it interesting. And to make it even more interesting, we're going to give $50 to the winner and $50 to the winner's charity of the event as well. And by the way, I'm going to make one more announcement here, Tony, that you don't know. And that is, if one of the 3 open drivers can actually win the Elite Invitational, we'll throw in an extra $10 to that driver as well. Those 3 drivers will start in the rear of the pack. So it's going to be quite an interesting event coming up here. And Tony, I believe the Open is going to happen the week after Indy. Is that right? On a Tuesday?
It is. The competition committee has already discussed when they want to do that. And we're looking at July 18th for the Open, which is the Tuesday night. And what's going to happen is it's going to be the open race. Immediately following the finish of the open race, we're going to go into single car qualifying for the elite invitational drivers. And then immediately following that, we're going to be doing 2 heat races, which is another thing that the league's never done before, Bill, is we haven't done heat races. And we're kind of doing this like a very, very special event. Those who follow short track dirt racing might be familiar with the phrase Super Dirt Week, which I know you're a big fan of short track dirt racing, and that's kind of where the idea came from.
Absolutely. So basically, if you've won a championship in either of the 3 leagues, or if you've won a race in either of the 2 big cars, you're in good standing. You're in the Elite Invitational automatically. But if not, you still have a chance by getting into this event by racing the week before in the Open, the Elite Open, and if you finish in the top 3, you will start at the rear of the pack the following week in the Invitational. So I think there's a lot of interest in this. It's the most that this league is paid. Oh, by the way, the winner will also win a nice plaque for their wall too. So it's going to be a great event and one of the better paying races that you'll see out there in iRacing.
All right. So league sponsor Bill Roberts dropping a big bomb on us today about the RobertsTechJobs.com IndyCar Speedway League Elite Invitational. Again, the open portion of that invited to all drivers who are not currently qualified. That's going to take place July 18th, as well as the open will take place July 18th, and the heat races for the Elite Invitational, which the finishing order of the heat races are going to determine where you start in the Invitational. The Invitational will take place on the 23rd of July. So a lot of excitement there, a lot of new things going on. I'd like to bring the broadcast partners in now, Sam Bennett, Gary Bauer, and Layla Wilson.
Hi, didn't see you there.
Hi. So what are y'all thinking about this event? The excitement behind it.
Can I qualify?
I think typically they have pole setters in these all-star races, and a guy that consistently sets on the pole a lot should automatically be moved into it. I feel.
Says the guy who has a qualifying average of 1.23. You got to earn it, Gary. You got to earn it.
Yeah, I know.
So,
thank you very much, Robert. You're very complete. I'm looking.
Gary, you're breaking up something fierce right now, sir.
Oh, sorry.
While Gary's breaking up, I just want to add my 2 cents on it. I think it's an absolutely fantastic idea for the league and everybody that's involved in it. I mean, a race like this actually brings out the best of the best, and we should see some exciting racing over both races, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's going to be something. So, when is this whole shindig going down?
July 18th will be the open, and is it safe to assume that I won't have? Is it safe to assume I won't have you in the broadcast booth on the Tuesday night race, Layla?
Probably not. I don't know. It depends with moving house and all that. We'll see how things go.
Well, no. What I was getting at is, are you going to be on the track?
Oh, that, yeah.
Never going to pass up an opportunity to.
It's Milwaukee. That's my jam.
Well, like I was telling Bill earlier, you've actually held some events at the Milwaukee Mile with that car, and there's the group that you run with on a regular basis. Between Robert Tarbox Jr. and Thomas Powell, between the 3 of you, I dare say it's going to be dangerous to turn any one of the 3 of you loose with an open setup at that track.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah,
usually when I race, I've got Robert on the pit box, and he is really good at setups. So I'm gonna try for it.
One of the best.
Yeah, I don't know if my driving ability will stack up to his setup ability, but I'm certainly going to try.
All right. So it looks like Layla Wilson is going to be throwing her hat in the ring for the Open. But back to the task at hand, we are here at Homestead Miami Speedway. About 3 minutes left in the warm-up session. Again, Bill, thank you so much for joining us up in the booth tonight. Are you going to be sticking around for the entire race, sir?
I'm going to drop here, but I'm going to watch it online. So thank you very much, and appreciate the publicity. And good luck, everyone. And start picking out your charities and start thinking about your setups. So this might be a race where we don't see people sharing setups as commonly as other races. So
true story.
Start working on your setups, and good luck to everybody. Thank you. Take care, guys.
Thanks,
good luck, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bill Roberts, League Series sponsor, joining us here in the booth. Again, practice going underway. Just about 2 minutes left as we're glancing down through the times right now.
Terry Edmond.
And
Terry Edmond. Sorry, Tony. I'm trying to get Terry to give me
all right, Gary. We're looking down through the times, and I look back through the standings. Current DW12 standings as of the end of last week's race. Isaiah Dupree sitting top of the board with a win in his pocket. Cody Eldridge currently sitting third, 2 points back. Mike Whitaker 2 points back in third. Tyler Graff and Mark Vega actually tied for fourth with 1,039 points apiece. Johnny Antonucci 2 points back from that in sixth. And then we currently have a tie for seventh with Alex Green and Bob Lacavara. Those are the last two cars still in. On the outside looking in ninth place, Terry Adams with 1,031 points, David Llewellyn 1,030, Jay Anderson 1,029, and Jake Gordon unable to make the call last week, 29 points back from that. Basically, Gordon has to win.
Most definitely.
No ifs, ands, buts, maybes, kinds of sortas. Gordon has to win. Anderson, Llewellyn, and Terry Adams, all with their backs up against the wall, could probably still pull it off. Bob Lacavara, Alex Green, both on the bubble, really need a good finish. Nobody really safe tonight.
You're never safe in a chase situation. You could be leading the points and get wrecked out of the race. Say you end up breakdancing, which is pretty much a death sentence in one of these races because you have to tow at that point. You got to alt F4, then you got to reconnect. You could be the points leader, have that happen, and then you're on the outside looking in.
Well, currently the only one who is safe is Isaiah Dupree, who won last week at Michigan. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it's do or die. You really got to have a good finish under your belt to be able to move on to next week's race at Talladega, which will be race 1 of round 2. So that's something that's going to be very interesting to see as far as how that all plays out next week. But right now we're here at Homestead Miami, and practice getting ready to wrap up right now. The red flag comes out, calling an end to the practice session. And we are going to bring the standings up so we can watch live qualifying with everybody.
Do you have a spot where I can look at the point standings so I can cross-reference that while we're doing the thing?
It is on the Facebook page, but what I will do is I will post that to you here in a PM.
Thank you.
So that you can have that information, Miss Layla.
Yeah, that way I can kind of just cross-reference.
That is as of Monday of last week, after the competition committee reviewed everything that was going on.
All right,
so
thank you.
That is as current a point standings as we have right now.
Oh, man, that's close.
I know, right?
Whew.
Am I still cutting out, Tony?
No, sir. You are back with us. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Now, I'm looking forward to this qualifying session just to see who can go where in with the chase contenders. I don't know if you noticed, Tony, but a couple of drivers are actually missing their C's. Those are Jake Gordon and Mark Vega. They don't have C's next to their name, but I can assure you, folks, they are actually in the chase.
Gotcha.
Terry Adams also is missing his C.
Oh yeah. I missed that.
Nothing worse than going to Miami missing your C.
However, we have spoken to all the drivers this week, and allegedly everybody is supposed to have yellow rims. So that'll make it easy for us help here in the booth.
All right.
to be able to pick out cars down on the track.
It doesn't help Terry's case though, because his car is all yellow, so that's going to make things interesting.
His car is all yellow. I saw him post that up in the Facebook group earlier in the week, and I gave him a rash of stuff about it, and I even called him the fastest chicken in the South. And he goes, "Fastest chicken in the North, darn ya! I'm north of the Mason-Dixon," and he's very north of the Mason-Dixon. If he was any more north, he'd be Canadian.
Yeah, up there in Minnesota.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first couple of times starting to trickle in here. Speaking of Minnesota, Gary, aren't you in Minnesota right now with Miss Betty Lou?
Yes, I am. I'm up here in Brainerd, Minnesota. It's in the northwest section, central northwest section of Minnesota.
All
Hello,
right.
Betty Lou.
And hello to everybody that's watching tonight as we're watching time start to trickle in. Ronnie Osmer going quick time so far with a 24.
Yeah, both of his laps he was quick time too.
Yes, he was. By almost a full second. No, I take that back.
Ooh, there goes Mike Whitaker, number one.
Oh,
26 thousandths. Good grief. And like I said, we're just seeing time start to trickle in now, guys. Trying to play the game of how can I get up towards the front and start up towards the front. Bob Lacavara ripping off a lap, 3 thousandths of a second off of second place as Brad Truex now goes up into second. Bob,
Yeah.
It's good to see the aggression finally starting to come out of Bob.
Well, Bob is racing out of his skin tonight because obviously he was eliminated from the chase in the IRO5, so he's trying to make sure that doesn't happen again tonight. So in the DW12, so he's going to be driving really, really competitively tonight, I should imagine.
And another one with a real competitive lap, Alex Green, both bubble contenders, starting 4th and 5th perennially right now with just over a minute left here in qualifying. Alex Green going 5th quick. So
did Alex pay somebody to drive for him tonight?
I was kind of wondering that myself. What have you done? What have you done with the real Alex Green?
Where's Alex and what have you done with it?
Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? But no, Mike Whitaker blistering a lap, 24.898. Good grief, Mike. Leave some on the table for the rest of us.
Yeah, that is fast.
Tyler Graff going second quick so far, 24.911, 12 thousandths of a second off of pole as Cody Eldred, 2 thousandths of a second off of Whitaker's pole time.
Tight.
And Tyler Graff up there. So 3 chasers locking out the top 3 spots so far.
Jake Gordon still hasn't posted a time yet, which is unusual.
Not for Jake. Jake likes to sandbag qualifying a little bit. But
I'm not sure he can afford to do that today on this do or die situation.
This is true.
It's going to be very important here.
This is very true. And Forrest Sparks not posting a time yet. Jay Anderson not posting a time yet. Martin Miller not posting a time. So, a lot of guys not posting times yet as we are into the driver's meeting.
As I normally do, to be honest, I'm going on vacation. I forgot to do it. Sorry. Same rules as last week. Want to thank you guys. Definitely an exciting race last week. Go out there and have some fun. Got a pretty good field out here tonight. So good luck. Have fun.
All right. You all know the rules. Please call your pit before the exit of 2. Please don't warm your tires by scrubbing. Please don't fake pit. It's something we're going to be watching for. Please call your pit before the exit of 2. Please be on the apron prior to the entrance of 3. You do need to use the access road both going into and coming out of pit. And please be mindful of anyone with yellow rims, since we don't have the C's to go off of. So just be mindful of that. Anyone with bright yellow rims or bright yellow letters that's near you, please be mindful that they are still in chase contention. and just have fun, take it easy, and try not to kill each other tonight, please.
Now, as Tony's talking to the rest of the guys on track, I'm just noticing the times there. Less than a tenth of a second between the top 10. That is tight.
Very much so. It really speaks volumes for the setup committee and the type of setup that they've given us tonight. Now, I did talk with Chief Setup Specialist Terry Adams. We're looking at right around 22 laps tonight. And it's basically a death sentence if you try to double stint tires.
Yeah, they said that on Tuesday as well with the Aero 5 setup. You can't double stint tires. But while I was out on track, I noticed a couple of people like KP and Alex Green actually, when he had that fast pit stop that you mentioned on Tuesday, he actually double stinted his tires at that point. That's what led to the incident between me and him.
I was about to say that's something to be very mindful of, because it'll be less painful to smash your hand with a 4-pound Ford wrench than to try to double stint tires here, especially in this car.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And for those of you who don't know what a 4-pound Ford wrench is, grab the biggest ball peen hammer you can find the next time you're at your local hardware store. Not a sledgehammer, but just the largest maul, I guess is what they call them. And look at your hand, look at the hammer, and go, I wonder how bad that would hurt.
Then do it anyway.
It'll be less painful, let's put it that way. So just over a minute left here. So ladies and gentlemen, if you need to use the little driver's room, now would be a good time to do so. Would like to take this time to remind everybody that you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals in the Midwest. So if you are in the Midwest or looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. And we are also the home of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League Elite Invitational to take place on July 23rd, the week of the 18th through the 23rd. We will be racing the best of the best at the Milwaukee Mile in the Pro Mazda cars. So something to really look forward to there. So real quickly here, we're going to go over the starting lineup. Starting up on point, pole sitter Mike Whitaker, new unofficial track record 24.898. It's going to be joined with IRO5 defending series champion Cody Eldred, sitting outside row number 1. Row number 2 sees Tyler Graff, who is still in the chase with us. He's going to be joined with Brad Truax, one of the newer names to the league. Ronnie Osmer, the young man who recently got called up from the Pro Mazda series, sits 5th quick inside row number 3. He's going to be joined with chase contender Bob Lacavara. Chase contender Johnny Antonucci and Jake Gordon make up row number 4. Jake really with his back against the wall this week after having to sit out last week. That is row number 4. Row number 5 sees chase contender Alex Green joined with last week's winner Isaiah Dupree. And I just lost everything. Awesome.
I can carry on if you want.
Thank you, sir.
Row 6 will be consisting of chase contenders Jay Anderson and Hanover Fist Terry Adams. Row number 7 will consist of more chase contender Mark Vega, and on the same row as him will be his teammate for Team Phenomenal, Martin Miller. On the next row will be Chris Hamilton and Dylan Moskowitz, not taking time. Forrest Sparks and with Forrest Sparks and Colin Dietrich on the final row. Colin Dietrich starting shotgun on the field. We have 3 drivers not taking times: Dylan Moskowitz, Forrest Sparks, and Colin Dietrich.
All right, good to know. Thank you, Sam. As I am now getting everything turned back on. So,
Wonder if I should issue these guys a stern warning about blocking.
Might not be a bad idea, sir.
Okay, guys, let's have a good race. Everybody race hard and clean. There's going to be 0 tolerance for any kind of blocking or silly shit out there, silly stuff on the track tonight. You will be issued a warning, then you'll be parked. So
no, you
good
had
luck.
it right the
Let's
first
have
time.
fun.
We can maintain our PG-13 rating with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the powers that be love us for that.
And for some reason, I am not getting any drivers right now. Come on. There we go.
So, just to recap, how many drivers are being eliminated today?
Four at the end of this race.
Four. Whew.
And right now,
this is going to get ugly.
Right, and right now, Alex Green and Bob Lacavara tied at the transfer spot.
One of the chase contenders that will more than likely be eliminated tonight is not racing tonight, so that's going to be tough break for the guy, but
I just noticed that myself.
David Llewellyn, he was in the chase, and he opted not to compete tonight, so he's going to be the first elimination tonight, which is unfortunate.
So really, we're looking at 3 cars getting eliminated then.
3 cars that are going to be on the track tonight.
Yeah.
Now,
so that means that Hanover Fist, Anderson, and Gordon, those are the 3 that are kind of in a do-or-die situation at this point.
Very much so, yes.
Which kind of helps Jake Gordon in a way, because it's one less person to deal with, but he's still got a lot of work to do tonight. It's going to be tough for the kid.
I also noticed that Jake Gordon's time came in with about 2 minutes left of the 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's something that
shouldn't be allowed. But
I completely agree with that, Gary. I completely agree with you there. But it's something that's very difficult to police as the pace car goes in.
Green flag.
Absolutely.
And we are live and in living color as we watch the tie-dye car of Mike Whitaker, the world's fastest hippie, jump out to an early lead. And Cody Eldred. Go ahead.
He's been starting like this. As long as I've been broadcasting, he has been really good on these restarts. And a lot of times he's able to actually hold the lead despite people drafting up behind him. So we'll have to see if he can do that again today.
Well, funny you should say that. On Tuesday, he was having a very difficult time on the restarts around here.
Oh, wow.
A couple of occasions he actually fell back through the pack, didn't he, Tony?
Yes, he did. As we watched Bob Lacavara fighting with... no, I'm sorry, that's Johnny Antonucci. Ronnie Osmer fighting with Jake Gordon right now.
There's also a little 6-car breakaway at the front right now. Cody Eldred was up on the top trying to make a run for the lead. He ended up falling back. He's getting a little help right now from Ronnie Osmer. So we'll see if he can get back up there. This the outside groove here is a little different than what we've seen in the past couple of weeks, I'd say. It's still very viable, but it's definitely, the momentum works a little differently here.
Yes, absolutely. As we're watching Jake Gordon move his way through traffic right now, up to 6th already. Mike Whitaker still out front of this breakaway, as you called it. Bob Lacavara starting to, and Johnny Antonucci starting to creep back into the picture. It's now an 8-car breakaway as there's almost half a straightaway between Lacavara and Alex Green for 8th and 9th.
So we're kind of looking at the top 10 broken away here now.
Yes. Because you're almost a full half second from Jay Anderson in 10th to 11th of Mark Vega.
Now, Anderson had the worst luck last week, so he's definitely got a big mountain to climb this week. I see he's sitting back in 11th right now, squarely in the elimination bracket, so he's really got a lot of work to do.
As Anderson gets by Vega, we watch the battle up front. Let's go with Vega here. As we see the fastest chicken in the north, Terry Adams, getting into the picture as well.
Yeah, everybody's starting to get spread out now, which is good for the start of the race. I mean, everybody giving each other a lot of respect, not pushing it too early. You know, just keeping it nice and simple, giving each other room, giving each other respect. It's good to see at this point in the race.
Absolutely.
It'd be nice to see this thing go green, and it would come down to strategy. And we saw a good bit of that last week, too. We saw a lot of strategy. So they're going by a very slow lap car there, trying to get an eyeball on who that is.
That's
They're
Martin
scrolling by
Miller.
fast.
That was Martin Miller. Now 4 laps down. Apparently hitting the wall earlier. I'm hearing reports of.
When it rains, it pours, huh?
Absolutely. As Ronnie Osmer working the outside of Mike Whitaker, who working lap 8 right now has led all 7 laps that are currently in the books. Whitaker, Osmer, Dupree, Eldred, Graff, Antonucci, Gordon, Green, Lacavara, and Anderson. Currently in the top 10. Ronnie Osmer, the only car not in chase contention.
Yeah, it always makes for an interesting race when you have 10 of the people up towards the front of the pack that are on a mission this week. They have to be on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And Martin Miller has put it behind the wall. He's retired from the race.
Well,
that was a tough break, hitting the wall early. I mean, especially if this thing goes green, he may never recover from that, so I can't exactly blame him.
Absolutely. The only one who really isn't in a do-or-die situation, currently sitting in second place, as we see sparks fly off the car as it bottoms out coming off of turn 2, Isaiah Dupree, currently working the high side on leader Mike Whitaker. Dupree, having won last week at Michigan, kind of in the catbird seat, so to speak, as we move into the elimination round here.
Mm-hmm. Now, if somebody was going to make that outside groove come in early, I'd probably have my money on Isaiah Dupree to be the one to do it. He's fantastic at working the outside groove, and I've seen him do that a lot. Heck, he even did it at the Las Vegas Bull Ring in this car, so...
which was quite interesting to watch, especially when I was in that race.
Yeah.
Don't count out Cody as well. He knows how to make that outside line work as well.
Absolutely. And seeing the two of them hooked up out there, that's going to be a heck of a challenge for Mike Whitaker to hold off.
And I would like to point out, Isaiah is the only one of our chase contenders tonight who are not running yellow rims.
Right. But everything else on the car is yellow, including the number. So
this is because he's locked into the second round already, so he doesn't
makes
need
sense to me.
That's because
he's
trying to be.
That's actually a good idea.
Well, he's trying to be a pillock, but other than that,
I think it kind of works. He's locked in, so we know. Okay, he's safe.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about him as far as the points goes. He makes a heck of a run going into turn 3. They're going to be kind of wheel to wheel here. He loses a little bit of time, but as they come off the corner, we should see some of that momentum pay off.
Very much so. As you see Whitaker with being able to take the short way around with his nose out front as they go across the stripe. Side by side, though, as they go into turn number 1, though.
What is it here, Tony? About 20 laps on a fuel run?
22, sir. And we have spoken to the drivers who were in the practice earlier. It's basically writing your own death sentence if you try to double stint tires, because by the time you're ready to get that second fuel fill, it's like trying to drive in a Minnesota winter on racing slicks.
A little bit slick.
A little bit? No, you'd have to stud the tires for it to only be a little slick.
Here it goes again, back up to the top. The momentum here later in the race will probably be a little bit better as long as they keep working in that outside groove. This track can have kind of a dirt track-like slingshot off the top of the corner, but it's a very odd track because they tried to graduate the banking here, and it didn't quite take because I think the track's too big for that to really work. But you can get the outside working here.
Very much so.
I'm noticing.
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
I'm noticing Tyler Graff is slowly falling backwards. I don't know if he's got an issue or damage or what.
Well, that was one of the things I was about to point out. Is as we're watching this top 5, they are steadily walking away from current 6th place Alex Green, as he had to contend with Tyler Graff, or he's currently contending with Tyler Graff. You see Alex on the inside there in the black and orange Home Depot colors. Tyler rocking some new paint and new helmet tonight.
Well, look who's up to 5th. Jake Gordon in his do-or-die situation. He's kind of just wiggled his way all the way up here now, hanging on right at the back of that pack, and it looks like Whitaker now is going to break away a little bit. There's a lot of fighting going on for 2nd.
Very much so, but Jake started in 8th. He's up to 6th. The current big mover of the race, though, Isaiah Dupree, who started in 10th.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good start for him.
Okay, Tyler Graff is pitting in. and I don't know if that has something to do with what you were talking about, where he's falling back through the field, or if this is just his strategy.
Well, I thought I saw a little wrinkle in the side pod of that car. We'll be able to see it as he comes through the access road right now.
Whoa,
Oh,
big wiggle
somebody's
out
up
of
into the
Dupree.
wall.
He's in the wall.
That's Jose Dupree.
Yeah. He tore up the right side pod. The front wing's up, the rear wing's up, but
Yeah, that
definitely
side pod
a
is
nice wrinkle over there.
yeah, that side pod has definitely seen better days, and that's going to really affect his aero as we move forward. Dropping like a stone, looking like he's going in with teammate Alex Green. Alex going with him to try to go ahead, Sam.
Team NLR are throwing the strategy card already, so something's going to happen there.
Well, I'm thinking that Alex went with Isaiah just so that Alex is trying to still maintain in the race. So this way, Alex is going to have drafting help because Alex is dropping well as well.
Jake's in as well.
We saw this last week where a couple people tried to pit as a lone wolf, and it really didn't usually pay off. Unless you could find a lap car or something to fall in with, it would be really tough to make any headway at all.
Well, we are about to see a whole gaggle of cars start to come down pit road as Whitaker comes in. Eldridge staying out.
Yeah, him and Ronnie Osmer are playing a long game.
Absolutely, and I'm thinking Vega's probably going to be on the same pit strategy there. Vega stays out. Dylan Moskowitz staying out as they crank off lap 23. Whitaker's in. Cody Eldred and Ronnie Osmer still staying out. There's the 8 of Chris Hamilton.
Here comes Osmer in.
Remind me to talk to Whitaker about that. I didn't hear a confirmation that he was pitting, but he might have been trying to, and other people could have been.
Check the text, sir, because Whitaker does have that
text.
quick. I was going to say Whitaker does have that quick key, just as a CYA, cover your 6 kind of deal. As Eldridge staying out again. There he goes. Finally bringing it down pit road.
Just some retirement news for you. Colin Dietrich has put it behind the wall as well, so we've now got 2 retirements in the race.
I see
may
that.
end up being a race of attrition if that keeps up.
Very good pit stop from Whitaker.
Very much so. Being able to come out in 5th with a couple of cars not pitting. Ronnie Osmer trying to get back up to speed as we follow Whitaker right now. Eldred down pit road. Vega on pit road. Osmer still not quite up to speed. Whitaker coming with a head of steam. And looks like he has Jake Gordon in his tow right now. So Whitaker and Gordon trying desperately. And you see Osmer there in the background as Cody Eldred coming out of pit road now. Ronnie Osmer taking over the lead as he flashes by Eldred.
I'm curious if Eldred can fall in with these 2 right here going in turn 3. I believe he's going to.
That's probably his game plan. Yeah, that's probably his game plan because Cody's a real cerebral racer.
We've got Green, Graff, and Dupree working together behind Whitaker and Gordon.
And they are currently 3/4 of a second back from this battle for second. Cody trying to get a little bit of distance between himself and Jake Gordon.
Putting a move on Gordon now. See if this works.
Side by side going into 1. Both drivers giving each other plenty of room. Good to see.
Yeah,
Cody, go ahead.
I'm noticing a lot of respect with these with the drivers tonight. It's very nice to see, actually.
Very much so. And these guys are slowly reeling in Ronnie Osmer.
Oh yeah, they're going to catch him eventually.
Absolutely.
Ronnie Osmer's on his own, and they're all working in packs, so that it won't be long before they're right on his Kardashian.
How was Ronnie nailing? I noticed last week he was nailing his pits.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
From the entrance to the exit, Ronnie Osmer had the fastest pit lane time, 29.6 from the entry cone to the exit. Fastest pits. That was the fastest pit lane of anybody currently.
He's got it figured out.
Very much so. Isaiah Dupree second quick 29. Mike Whitaker also with a 29.7. So a lot of strategy playing out there. Whitaker really improving his pit time. Whitaker with the quickest stop though, with a 6.8. No, I take that back. Alex Green 6.4.
Wow.
Some people have been paying their race mechanics a lot more extra money.
I'm
His
thinking.
pit crew doesn't work at Home Depot.
No, apparently not. And I'm thinking they're juiced up on some sort of energy drink. Insert sponsor plug here. This is
Anybody want to sponsor us? Go for it.
this is the
Here's
weirdest
money.
thing I've ever seen. Ronnie Osmer is starting to stretch his lead over Mike Whitaker.
This might be a product of this track. It's a true oval, unlike a lot of the other tracks we run. It's very banked. This might be one of the few tracks where a lone car has somewhat of a chance, especially with, as you see, they're kind of slipping out of line back there in that pack.
Is he running the queue line?
Might be.
Osmer? Let's take a
Or
look.
is he going out to the wall in the straights and down to the...
He's going to the first seam.
Okay.
Interesting.
So he's in the corners. He's got his right side tires on the low seam just above the white line, and then down the straightaways, his right side tires are just over that next seam up.
So we had a little bit of a wiggle then.
Just a little bit of one as he caught the apron coming into the turn, but able to correct it. He is now almost 2 full seconds over second place Mike Whitaker.
Wow.
And this is really going to shake things
Yeah,
up.
he's not scrubbing that.
You're right.
Not scrubbing that speed off going into the turn. He's staying out a little bit and then dropping down gradually to that line and walking away from him.
You are correct, sir. And this is really going to shake things up. If Osmer can pull this off and get his second win in the of the season, being not in the chase, that's really going to shake things up for our chase contenders.
Well, if you think about it, it's a sign of things to come for next season. If you think about it with Ronnie Osmer, I mean, it's his rookie season. He's got 2 wins already. I mean, came a bit too late because he was called up late in the season. But if he keeps this up going into next season, we could see big things from this guy next season. Well,
this is something that Gary and I were talking about on Tuesday night. Ronnie Osmer being as young as he is, it's amazing the race craft that this young man has. And you don't see it a lot with someone his age, that they are that they know when it's time to go. They know where to put the car to get the best finish. He may not always have, the setup may not always agree with his driving style, but he knows where to. Most of it. Exactly. He'll take
he puts himself in position to win.
That's exactly it. He'll take, what could possibly be a 10th place car to any other driver, and he'll put it in the top 5 or on the podium. And that's something really impressive to see out of such a young man.
And sometimes when the chase comes up and you're not in it, a light will come on, and all of a sudden you just start clicking off wins. This is true. This is very true. Now, over 2 seconds back to Mike Whitaker as we watch Jake Gordon battle with Cody Eldred. Tyler Graff's pitting in. He's still on that same strategy from earlier. He's pitting really short.
Yeah,
he wouldn't by himself.
Not really. He had 21 laps on his stint. Alex Green, Isaiah Dupree are probably going to be the next 2 to go in with 18 on their stint as we see them start to come into the picture as this battle for third place starts to rage on, or continues to rage on, I should say, with Jake Gordon and defending IRO 5 Series champion Cody Eldred.
Well, Mark Vega's playing the strategy game as well. He's just come out of pit road, but it has shown him as 2 laps down, so I'm wondering if he had an issue at some point.
I'm thinking he may have. As Osmer just continues to click off laps. 2.25 seconds back now from Ronnie Osmer to Mike Whitaker.
My God, he's hauling the mail tonight.
You think?
Yeah.
Quick lap of the race so far, though. Jake Gordon, 24.641.
And that's exactly what Jake Gordon needs to be doing, is he needs to be laying down fast lap after fast lap after fast lap. He cannot relax. He can't lose concentration, because no matter how long this race is, if he slips up once, it's over.
Well, he has to win, right?
Pretty much,
He
yeah.
has to win.
He's over 30 points back from current 11th place in points, and Jake has to. No, I'm sorry. He's 29 points back from Jay Anderson, who sits in 11th. Now Jay is only 5 points out of the transfer spot. Currently sitting in 7th place, but he's battling with Alex Green, and he's got Bob Lacavara 2 spots back as Jay Anderson brings it pit side. So Jay is in a must-finish very well situation. Terry Adams has to finish well. Unfortunately, Terry is the last car currently being shown on the lead lap as he goes 1 lap down, taking it pit side. Anderson, Lacavara, and Adams all in the pits. Chris Hamilton just coming out of the pits now as Ronnie Osmer continues to just click off lap after lap after lap.
They are starting to catch him, though.
They starting to as Jake Anderson brings it pit side. They have now cut 3/4 of a second off as it's 1.916 from Mike Whitaker, and that's why, because Whitaker's picked up the draft off of your teammate Sam, Mark Vega.
Oh yeah, I mean it's tough to see Mark actually struggling because he's obviously in the running for the chase as well, and he's just had another bad race tonight. It's very unfortunate to see him struggling so much tonight.
Unfortunately, yes. And
I went back and I tried to see what caused his descent back down that far in the race, and honestly, I'm still not quite sure. I kind of had to watch it on fast forward because I don't want to be out of the loop for too long. I did see 2 pit stops in quick succession, but I believe those were scheduled. So
Unless he got popped for speeding.
that's a possibility. That's a
Yeah,
possibility, and we'll have to ask Mark that later.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll have to ask Mark, because I'm really curious about that. He was running very well.
So Osmer takes it pit side, hands the lead over to Cody Eldred. Eldred with that all-important bonus point now, as Whitaker back out of the pits, trying to get up to speed, currently 4th, 1 lap down. Ronnie Osmer in his pit stall finally. The last car on the lead lap, Cody Eldred clicking off another lap. I'm guessing Cody was able to save a lot of fuel running behind Mike Whitaker like that.
You know, Moskowitz is in. He was 2nd.
Moskowitz is in. So Ronnie Osmer back out of the pits. If the caution came out, the entire field would be in trouble because Cody Eldred now has almost the entire field a lap down.
That might be what he's hoping for. I mean, when you play these long games like this, one of your hopes is that maybe luck will strike and you'll end up being the only car on the lead lap, and then you can do whatever you want.
And that's the thing about Cody. He knows how to play the long game. If there's anybody other than Mike Whitaker that knows how to play the fuel game, it's Cody Eldred. He won the IO5 championship by playing the fuel game, so he definitely knows how it's done. As
we were watching live there, Cody Eldred taking it pit side, and Terry Adams getting one of his laps back the hard way, passing Cody on the outside. Ronnie Osmer winning the...
You gotta go.
Absolutely, yeah. In more ways than one. Ronnie Osmer... you like that. Ronnie Osmer currently almost 3 seconds to the good over Jake Gordon. Osmer winning the battle currently off pit road. Let's see what takes place as Eldred hits his pit stall and down off the jacks in 7.2, same time in the stall as Osmer's. Osmer flashes by, Eldred struggling to get up to speed. Here comes Jake Gordon quickly approaching Cody Eldred. As Gordon flashes by Eldred, Eldred should be able to slot in behind Gordon. A little bit of a whiff of the draft anyways. And now Isaiah Dupree and Eldred fighting it out for the number 3 spot. Isaiah makes quick work. Cody slots in behind him. 2.6 seconds from Osmer to Gordon.
Everybody apart from Chris Hamilton is back on the lead lap, so Mark Vega must have solved his problems and he's back up there again.
I'm thinking so, but Vega is 14 laps into his stint.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay, so his strategy ended up being thrown way off. That's probably why we see him 2 laps down and then back on the lead lap. He's pitting at a completely different time from everyone else.
Well, if I know Vega, and he and I have discussed this in the past, he'll take a look at how many laps are in the race as we're working. Leader is currently getting ready to start lap 53, working lap 53 right now of 135. Vega will take a look at, okay, I got 22 laps of fuel, and he'll back time his race.
Yes. And that's an important thing to do. If you end up on a different strategy than everyone else, if a caution were to come out now, say, he could pit and get on their strategy if he so chose, or he could just stay out for a little bit longer and get some bonus points. So it gives you a little agency in being the master of your own destiny, as it were.
Pretty much, yes. And I would like to point out Jake Gordon has now cut the lead to 2.36 seconds from Ronnie Osmer.
So this may be where we see Osmer's strategy actually not pay off if they can catch him, but that's a big if.
Well, Jake Gordon is starting to catch him by himself. It's over a half a second from Jake to his teammate Isaiah, and Jake's doing it all on his own.
And if you notice, Osmer isn't going down to that white line. He's about halfway up that bottom lane and staying right on that seam around the turns. He's just not scrubbing the speed off like they are going down to the line.
And I think Gordon has picked up on what Osmer's doing, because he's now down to 2.4. From 2.7 to 2.4, and now into the 2.3s. So Gordon he's starting to gap his teammate and catch Ronnie. So Jake doing everything he can. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and Jake is doing everything he can to cleanly try to reel in. As apparently I'm mistaken, I was looking at the wrong column. Isaiah Dupree right on his back bumper and flashes by him going into turn 1. Jake's probably going to use his teammate to try to draft up there and catch Ronnie.
There's also a very big pack back here forming from 5th through 9th with a lap down car mixed in.
I'm just watching that. There's a huge 6-car battle going on from Mike Whitaker backwards. I think the car at the back of the pack is Dylan Moskowitz, and they are having one humdinger of a battle right now.
Well, currently we're watching the battle for 7th between Jay Anderson, Tyler Graff, and Chris Hamilton. Hamilton on a lap down, but these guys are starting to catch Alex Green, who currently sits in 6th. So from 6th to 8th, a pack is forming, and they are starting to catch Mike Whitaker, who currently sits 5th. Whitaker 2.25 seconds off of Cody Eldred, who currently sits in 4th. Now, unfortunately, Isaiah and Jake are racing against each other right now instead of working together, and the time is not dropping from Jake to Ronnie like it was.
Yeah, Tyler Graff's in pit road again, so he's still playing that strategy game.
Tyler playing the strategy game, and it looks like Vega has just hit pit road as well.
Alex just called his pits as well. So more green flag pit stops coming right this way.
As we are currently working lap 61.
Anderson had a little bit of trouble over there in 3 and 4. He ended up backing off. He was on the inside of Alex Green. Didn't quite see what happened, but I caught it as he was being passed by the other vehicles there.
And
he got down onto the apron and got a little bit wiggly.
Oh, that'll do the trick.
Just a slight apron touch is all it takes here, because there is a wicked transition as soon as you go under that white line. As we watch Moskowitz in 7th and Anderson in 8th battle it out. Ronnie Osmer, Gordon is now starting to catch Osmer as well. The only thing is Gordon's going to have to pit before Osmer. Down to 2 flat to Jake Gordon, as he's got his teammate Isaiah Dupree running right behind him. Cody Eldred sits in 3rd, and then you're 2 3/4 seconds back to 5th place Mike Whitaker. As we watch this battle for 2nd rage on, I'm guessing Isaiah is just going to try to draft with his teammate. Not really sure what's going on. Isaiah is starting to really drop off. As you see,
We're
3
coming
different
up on
lines.
halfway here from my very hackneyed math. I believe it's somewhere around lap 67 or so, 68.
Roughly. 67 on the backstretch.
Gotcha. Okay, 67 and a half. So, I mean, this might be the complexion of the race to come here. It's going to be all about if Ronnie Osmer can hold off the hard charge of these guys behind him. And Jake Gordon's doing everything he can. It's got to be frustrating, to be doing all that and still end up in second place, especially when he's in a do-or-die situation. But we'll see how this plays out.
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they are starting to reel in Osmer. They are now down under 2 seconds. As Gordon takes a pit side, there goes any advantage he may have gained as he's pitting by his lonesome.
Alex Green in pit road as well. He didn't pit last time, so he didn't. Well, I thought he called his pits last time, but it obviously wasn't. So he's going down pit road now to get new tires and fuel. So he's going to be coming out somewhere in the midfield. I'm guessing.
Good possibility as Green hits his stall. Jake Gordon going down pit road. Ronnie Osmer staying out. Cody Eldred up into second now as looks like Isaiah Dupree coming down pit road.
Yeah, that promotes Mike Whitaker up there as well, so he hasn't pitted yet either.
So 2.2 from Ronnie Osmer to current second place Cody Eldred.
Here comes Osmer in.
Osmer coming in now, yes. But from Eldred to Whitaker, and
Whitaker's on his way in.
Whitaker's on his way in now. It was 3.3 when they were up to speed.
It's remarkable. I was just riding with Osmer going onto pit road, or the front cam, and he was at 120, 20 yards from the cones, and got it down to 50. It's amazing.
Well, that's why his pit lane times are some of the lowest we've ever seen in the league. And we're going to watch this current pit stop. 7.6 in the stall. 30.2, so a little bit of an off stop there. Isaiah Dupree, 29.4. That is the quick lane of the. Tyler Graff, 29.2. He and Mark Vega both 29.2s from entry cone to exit cone.
Wow.
I wonder if they didn't take tires this time.
No, they did, because their install stops were still 6.8 and 6.9 respectively.
Still waiting on Cody to pit. He still hasn't got an eye on him here.
21 laps into this current stint. So he can still go another lap or two. He is. Running behind those cars like he was, he's able to just cruise in 6th gear.
That's a fantastic strategy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, he knows how to play the fuel game, so he's just working that to perfection tonight.
As we see Ronnie Osmer, if a caution came out again, like I said before, the entire field would be screwed because Cody has lapped everybody. And let's see where Cody is on the track as he's coming.
A couple of drivers seem kind of surprised he hasn't pitted yet, listening to the radio chatter. They're like, you haven't pitted yet? Here he comes now, though.
So Cody just getting ready to come down pit road now as Ronnie Osmer working his way through 1 and 2. This is going to be a real interesting battle to see how this plays out, as Osmer's going to get his lap back on the exit of 4, it looks like.
Whew. There's a little 3 wide action going on.
Cody's
there
in the
for a
pits.
Cody is in the pits.
He's
just barely getting it down to pit road speed.
I think he's on fumes, or he's out of fuel.
No, he's doing a steady 50 miles an hour. Drops it into the stall. Up on the jacks, and 7.2. 29.7, so 1 point as Ronnie Osmer takes back over the lead. You see Cody coming out of the pits now.
Isaiah's just got by as well.
And Isaiah has just flashed by. 1.4 from Osmer to Dupree.
There's 2 lap cars between them right now, too, so I'm curious who they're going to end up helping, either inadvertently or on purpose.
Well, I dare say that those 2 lap cars, looks like one of them is Vega, and I can't
It's
see
Forrest
who's.
Sparks and Chris Hamilton.
Is that Forrest Sparks?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it
Vega's
is.
on the lead lap.
Yes, it is. Forrest Sparks running the Extra Life, new paint scheme for Extra Life this week. Gamers helping to raise money for cancer research. So good on you,
That is a really
Forrest.
cool charity.
Very cool charity. A lot of really cool charities throughout the entire field.
Oh, definitely.
I would myself. I would short pit here on like lap 79. What is this? How many laps is this race?
130.
135.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 100.
26. It's
Okay.
135. It's a long one tonight.
So
All right.
going through
Yeah.
the charities, you've also got Tyler Graff running the new paint scheme for Drive to End Brain Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find Mr. Vega, who is back on the lead lap, running for The Mighty and pH Aware. pH Aware brings awareness to pulmonary hypertension, which is a silent killer, and The Mighty brings awareness to teen suicides and different avenues that are available to help anybody that's in that state of mind that you feel like you want to end your life. Please go to the mighty dot, I believe it's themighty.org, no, themighty.com for more information on that.
Yeah.
And then you have Mr. Hanover Fist, who is sponsored by the Disabled American Veterans Association, an all-volunteer fleet of non-medical transport for America's veterans. For more information on how you can help disable the DAV, go to dav.org.
So right now I'm watching Isaiah Dupree, and he is within draft of Forrest Sparks and Chris Hamilton right now. Now, Sparks and Hamilton, they keep going side by side. I'm not sure how much that's going to help Isaiah once he gets there, but at the moment, they seem to be towing him up towards our leader, Ronnie Osmer.
Very much so. They've brought him from 1.9 down to 0.9 back from Osmer. As you see Osmer in the picture there, as we follow along with Isaiah on the stream. Forrest and Chris running side by side, like you said, they're punching a huge hole in the air right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing Isaiah's got to worry about right now is arrow push.
Yep, that is a killer.
As he goes to the inside, gets his front wings into clean air as they go through the corner. Now down to 3/4 of a second off of Ronnie Osmer. Definitely not something Ronnie wanted to see.
No. Go ahead.
Sorry. It's worth pointing out that Chris Hamilton and Forrest Sparks, neither of them are chase contenders as well, so they could do with showing Isaiah a tiny bit of respect when he comes up to him as well, so he can get through.
Absolutely.
Even though he's already qualified for the second round, so it wouldn't really count anyway, but either way, respect is owed.
Respectful, especially to a lead lap car when you're a lap down. But these guys, everybody in this league that I've seen has been really cool about that. They go, hey, this week it's not my week, but if I move over for this guy this week, when it's my week, next time he'll probably move over for me. So
well, here's the other thing to point out.
Rule coming into play here.
Here's the other thing to point out. Forrest Sparks 1 lap down, Chris Hamilton 2 laps down. Mm-hmm. So they're not even racing for position. So I dare say they are going to do the right thing, if you will, as Isaiah Dupree now 1.6 seconds back and still gapping his teammate Jake Gordon, who's 2 flat back. And battle
Gordon does have a drafting partner as he comes up through the middle. Ooh, they made it work. He's going to be in Osmer's draft, isn't he? When he comes out the other side of this.
No. Still 0.6 back. So, well...
That's enough of a gap to get a draft, yeah, I reckon.
Just barely.
So. He's right on the end of it.
So as we watch here, let's watch the speed down the straightaway and see if there's any difference. 215, 216. Osmer with a flash of 218. Jake Gordon and Cody Eldred are really starting to heat up that battle for third, though.
Now that there's only 1 lap car left, they may still be able to catch a draft off him. It really depends on when Forrest pits. Because if they can catch up to him, that's a little bit of extra help there. towards getting up towards Ronnie. But I mean, we're probably already coming up on pit stops
Well,
again, if I'm not mistaken.
Osmer's starting to stretch the gap again, which is unfortunate for Isaiah, but very good for Ronnie. He knows how to stretch that gap around him, which is awesome to see.
Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
he is making this work.
Yeah, as far as clean air goes, Ronnie Osmer really knows how to work the air here. But quick chase rundown: Isaiah Dupree won last week, currently in. Cody Eldred currently in. Mike Whitaker in. Jay Anderson in just barely. Johnny Antonucci in. Tyler Graff. Yeah, Alex Green in. Tyler Graff in. Bob Lacavara 2 laps down, your last transfer spot.
Whew.
Vega out. Terry Adams out. Jake Gordon needs to win.
Isaiah Dupree and Forrest Sparks are both coming into the pits right now.
And that's going to hand second place over to Cody Eldred, who is currently 2.8 off of Ronnie Osmer. And Osmer getting ready to take it pit side relatively soon here, as he's 21 laps into his stint for the 21 Goodwrench car. And I know I've said this before, but it's very weird to see a Goodwrench car that doesn't have a 3 on it, because I've raced with Mark Vega so many times in iRacing, and that used to be the scheme that... thanks, Sam.
Sorry.
That used to be the scheme that Vega used to run all the time. As we watch Osmer take it pit side now, Chris Hamilton flashed by to get one of his laps back.
He was actually getting pretty close to putting a lap on some of the cars up ahead, including Johnny Antonucci, who's currently 6th. Oh. He's about a corner or 2 behind him, so...
Well, he's currently lapped up to 7th. Antonucci's going to need to bring it pit side.
He cuts that so close, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. He got it just down. As Cody Eldred re-inherits the lead, let's see what Cody can do with it this time. Currently clicking off decent lap times. Watch the trap speeds. Eldred cranks off. Last lap was a 24.9, and Osmer's best lap was a 24.7. As Cody stays out, let's ride along with Cody now, as there's 5.8 from Cody to current second place Dylan Moskowitz. Moskowitz going to have to take it pit side relatively soon here, as he's got 23 laps on his stint. Eldred only with 20 into this stint. So you see Cody going into turn number 3. Osmer coming down the back straightaway, 1 lap down. So that does not bode well for Cody, especially considering Ronnie has Isaiah. Who is that in front of him? That was Chris Hamilton, I believe.
I have to talk to Dylan real quick. Dylan, please call your pit out coming out of 2 there. You did it right as you hit the road. Don't do that.
As we hear somebody's grandfather clock going off.
It's time. I don't know what it's time for, but it's time.
It's bear o'clock.
Yeah, no guff, right? So I'm looking back through the field right now. Moskowitz just coming out of pit, and I see a gaggle of cars. Looks like Isaiah Dupree is mixed up with some of them.
Mark? It said Isaiah was blinking, so I went back to take a look at him.
And that's who I see right behind Ronnie Osmer, as it's less than 3/4 of a second, 0.7 flat from Isaiah Dupree to Ronnie Osmer. Dupree with the help.
Cody down pit road.
Cody finally taking it pit side.
So that's going to become the battle for the lead now.
As Cody gets it slowed down, just barely missing that barrel. So Isaiah Dupree, 0.6 back, quickly gaining on Osmer. I believe he's got the draft right now off of Osmer. Vega in his tow right now. Vega 1 lap down off of Dupree.
Johnny Antonucci behind him.
And Antonucci
2 laps down.
2 laps down.
Looks like we're starting to have a pack form here again because there's a few cars up ahead of Ronnie as well. That's Hanover Fist and Alex Green up there.
And Alex Green currently sitting in 10th. Has Terry Adams right in his wake. Terry is unfortunately a lap down to Alex, as Alex lets him by. And let's see where else we have here.
Main thing Ronnie's got to do is he's got to get in the draft of those 2 cars and get away from Isaiah if he wants to be able to hold on to the advantage he has.
Well, Isaiah is starting to reel him in. Half a second is the distance right now from Dupree to Osmer. Under half a second is Dupree. 3 miles an hour difference down the front straightaway. He definitely has the draft now, as Isaiah is blinking ever so slightly.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Up to 12. Ronnie's got 8 blinks, so...
Can I just point out how proud I am of these guys tonight? I mean, they've gone 100 laps green. I think that's broken the official ISL record.
Well, we're going to be and there it goes. Get your hate mail ready, folks, and send that to Sam Cooper Bennett, care of Ireland. They'll find him.
I live in Bantry, County Cork, Ireland. Keep them coming, guys.
So we are 35 laps to go here. Ronnie Osmer still showing the way. Isaiah Dupree, less than a tenth of a second. You see them both in screen right there.
I don't think he's going to wait, yeah.
Definitely not going to wait with a 4 mile an hour difference as they haul off into turn number 1. Isaiah with the nose out front, giving plenty of room, possibly almost too much room. As Osmer...
blinks are starting to worry me, though.
Blinking.
Yeah, that blinking, I think, is giving them an advantage.
It's a possibility, because I see the speed just flash to 230 every time it happens. Dupree with another mile an hour over Osmer. Ducks back in behind him. Dupree is dropping speed right now. So I'm thinking he's getting...
The thing with blinking is it will negate the draft, at least from the car in front. If the car in front is blinking, I do not know if it happens when you're in the draft, but I would assume it would if you lose track of where the other car is. If iRacing doesn't know where the other car is because your connection's so bad.
I'm wondering if Isaiah is hoping to get up to Terry Adams so he can use him as a pick, maybe?
Well, they've got Terry Adams and Alex Green directly in front of them running 2x2. As these guys are running side by side as they go off into turn number 3, Isaiah backing it off a little bit, hoping to get that super draft when you got more than one car in the line.
I mean, we're getting down to go time here. There's 30 laps left to go for these guys, and we're going to be seeing pit stops very soon. So, now's the time to make your move.
Good old money stop.
Well, it'll be 30 laps to go, so we're not at the money stop yet.
Oh, we're not? Oh, okay.
I would definitely short pit myself with 22 to go.
Yeah, as soon as it got down to that window, I'd be in the pits.
Well, here's the thing. I'm doing the quick high-powered gazintas. That's redneck math for those of you who don't speak it. Ronnie Osmer currently 14 laps into his stint. Isaiah Dupree 16 into his.
Dupree took the lead there going into 3.
They could make it on the next stop. So we could possibly see the money stop as Isaiah Dupree does take over the lead, get that all-important bonus point. Not that he needs it. But it's
he might need it in a couple weeks. You never know.
It's that blinking thing. It just shot him by him like he was sitting still. I can hear him blinking in my...
You might need to warn him about that, Gary.
He's up to 22, Gary, so you're going to need to warn him. That's way past the allowable threshold.
I was just about to ask where the threshold was.
Isaiah, please, you're blinking really bad.
It's unfortunate because Isaiah's just got to the front and he's blinking like that.
And here's the thing. If that was arguing with race control, we all know what happens when that takes place.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a situation where a driver has a tire rub and you're just waiting for the tire to go. This feels kind of like that. Absolutely.
As Isaiah Dupree moves to the high side, got the draft of Terry Adams. Isaiah, new quick time of the race, 24.636. New unofficial track record. as Dupree continues to show the way. Terry Adams letting him by on the inside.
Yeah.
And
Whoa.
that looked interesting.
I think Adams is stuck out there for one more lap because of that bobble.
Unfortunately, yes. He's got 2 cars to his inside, so he's not going to be able to get down to where he's going to be able to get in. 22 laps into his stint.
He's got to get down there fast.
Jay Anderson already taking it pit side. Possible money stop for the current driver who sits in 10th. Driving to 18. Isaiah bringing it pit side might be a tick early. Lap 111 of 135. That's going to be a big ask. As Ronnie Osmer
get in the draft and put it in 6th, he may be okay.
Well, it's still a big ask. You're talking 23. It'll be about 22 laps. Ronnie Osmer staying out. Cody Eldred now currently inherits 2nd place, 2.5 seconds back. So it's going to be money stop time as Isaiah Dupree in his pit stall. We're going to follow along with that pit stop. You see Dupree and Adams both.
I'll let you know where Ronnie is when he comes out.
And that was a 6.7 second in the pit stall, 30.7. So Isaiah a little bit slower than he wanted to be from entry to exit. That may come back to hurt him later.
Mm-hmm.
As looks like Osmer...
Especially if Ronnie nails his pit stop. That's really what I'm curious about.
And the other thing is, what type of draft can Isaiah get? Because right now, Ronnie's got Alex to work with.
Yes, and he's saving a little fuel too. So he'll have to put less in the car.
Right, because...
Osmer's coming in this time. Him and Green. Green had almost run out of fuel. He said he was sputtering as he came down the back straightaway.
Well, this is going to get real interesting as Alex takes it wide.
Yeah, I saw that.
And just barely gets it slowed down. Now, the question is, can Ronnie have the stop of his life? As we're watching the timer, we're riding along with Osmer, and Alex is out of fuel.
He's going to have to push him.
Which,
this is going to mess
unfortunately, is not legal.
No, I don't think he pushed him. Alex
he
just didn't move out of.
He did. No, he pushed him.
He pushed him twice.
Well, Alex should have pulled down to that second lane.
I was confused why he stayed up at the top like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, it is league rules that you have to stay in the top of pit road, but in that situation...
But not if you're out of fuel.
In that situation, though, it would have been completely acceptable, especially considering
Ronnie's going to get a black flag.
No. Big wreck on the back stretch. Around goes Isaiah Dupree, and this is going to... Can I say it, Tony?
Go ahead.
This changes everything, because we have had a green flag strategy race this whole time, and now with 20 laps to go, the first caution comes out.
And you 32 cars on the lead lap.
Oh my God.
No, Cody caught the whole field lap.
Cody Eldred and Dylan Moskowitz, the only 2 cars on the lead lap.
Oh, man.
Holy Christmas. So let's watch this again. We're riding along with Johnny Antonucci.
Yeah, what happened?
I'm not sure. Let's take a look and see if we can figure out what took place here.
Ronnie Osmer slid across the pit exit road onto the grass, up onto the track. Bob Lacavaria checked up. I believe...
and Isaiah didn't.
Isaiah ran over him. Let's see.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Oh, man. What a mess. This is the kind of thing we were talking about earlier, and this is what Cody wanted, and this is what he was waiting for when he was staying out like that. He knew, okay, if this caution comes out, I may have this race in the bag.
So
now he definitely seems to.
In the stream, we're following along with Bob, and yep, there goes Isaiah. Holy cow. Luckily for Isaiah, he was able to limp it back and stay only 1 lap down, but he absolutely had nowhere to go. Not sure what the heck was going on. I'm not sure if he didn't see Ronnie or
I don't think he saw him.
I'm thinking he didn't.
Or he thought he could shoot the gap.
Well, that was probably part of it. And Bob, let's watch a chase view there and see exactly what did happen.
So I do have one question really quickly. What's the call on Ronnie Osmer in the pits? Because he's been a huge factor in this race all along, and this would greatly affect his chances.
Well, unfortunately, he didn't use the entire access road, And that's exactly what did happen. I was watching a chase view of Isaiah. Bob went up, down, and then started to come back up. And, basically, Isaiah had virtually nowhere to go. Because Bob changed his mind at the last second of which lane he was going to go with.
Yeah, I'd call that on Ronnie for not using the pit lane properly.
And unfortunately, I'm thinking that it's going to have to be, definitely on Ronnie.
Is that an EOL? What's the penalty on that?
That is at race control's discretion.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Not using the entire pit exit.
I'm just going to talk to Isaiah here for a second because he's got some serious damage. I'll wait for a second.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Let me.
So,
hey, Ronnie, did they give you a black flag for that exit of pit road?
Yeah, that wing is bad.
His left tire sticking up as well.
Uh-oh. That's a death sentence, because a lot of times, quick repairs, if your tire ends up...
Yeah, the caution was brought out by Ronnie there coming up onto the track. Bob Lacavoria checked up, and Quentin...
Isaiah.
No,
Isaiah. Isaiah ran right over the back of him, but I'm going to have to call that on Ronnie. Brought that out. Because Isaiah did have 2 different lanes, but he ran right into the back of him, so shouldn't have had that.
You're breaking up again, Gary.
Isaiah, you're going to have to pit, dude. You got some serious damage.
Yeah, he's getting the wave around now, too, so that's going to be interesting.
With
Can
one
he pit after that?
No, because we're 1 to go.
I didn't think so, so he's... Oof.
So Dylan Moskowitz...
he's got to do everything he can to be on the lead lap, but yikes.
Yes, lights are out on the pace car. Dylan Moskowitz winning the battle off pit road with a 6.9 to Cody Eldred's 8.0 install. As Moskowitz blinks heavily. Good grief, Dylan.
So there are currently 8 cars after the wave around, 8 cars on the lead lap, and there's only 2 of them at the front. We got all those lap cars between all the wave around cars and the leaders.
Right. You go back to 3rd place, Isaiah Dupree, who's way back there, mired behind, I believe that's Johnny Antonucci in front of him. Where did Jake Anderson go?
The field is not caught up, so they may need to extend the yellow
Sam,
here.
can you help me throw a caution here? I can't do that with my button.
Exclamation point Y.
Hang on, we're not going
there it
green.
is.
Thank you,
Whoa,
Sam.
the pace car just went through the wall. It's a ghost.
Yay. So...
Iracing is haunted.
Well, that and the pace car driver has probably been drinking again. But
he's been drinking spirits. Get it?
No.
Okay, I'm guessing there's going to be some unhappy drivers right now because I called it a bit late, but
you managed to get it though. You got it.
Yeah, the pace car was already off, but he drove through the wall to get back on track.
Yeah.
Life sucks. Wear a helmet. So Moskowitz and Eldred up front. You like that? Moskowitz and Eldred up front. Jake Gordon apparently caught speeding going down pit road.
Ooh.
Currently sits in 8th. One of the last cars, actually the last car on the lead lap. Moskowitz, Eldred, Dupree, Whitaker, Anderson, Truax, Osmer, Gordon, your top 8. Then Forrest Sparks 1 lap down. Alex Green 1 lap down. That's your top 10. Then we go 2 laps down to Vega, Graff, Antonucci, and then 3 laps down to Terry Adams, Bob Lacavara, and 4 laps down to Chris Hamilton, the last car still running. Martin Miller and Colin Dietrich both retired from the event.
Colin Dietrich actually didn't take the start, which is strange.
Green.
I don't think he did that on Tuesday either, did he?
What did I just miss?
We just went green.
Just
With
went
the
green.
Moskowitz is your leader.
With the
Cody Eldred in second, and then a whole lot of battling.
Okay.
You look, Isaiah's kind of making his way up through there.
That was weird.
He still does have that wing damage, but in the draft, he might be okay. It's really tough to say.
Moskowitz is the leader.
Yeah.
Moskowitz might play spoiler.
He's under heavy attack from Cody Eldred, though.
as Eldred's working the high side. He's got Terry Adams up there with him a couple laps down. And then it looks like Bob Lacavara inside of Terry, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
And Mark Vega is in the mix as well. So it's going to be a big ask for Isaiah to get through there, although he does have the draft.
Johnny just said he got an EOL for speeding in the pits,
Yeah, he
correct?
got a black flag.
Yeah.
He may have one currently. Couldn't quite figure out what he was. Because they're calling 3 wide further back in the pack.
I'm gonna clear it.
Yeah.
3 wide's the battle for 6th. That's Alex Green, Mike Whitaker. No. Brad Truex, Mike Whitaker, Alex Green, and looks like Tyler Graff is in that mix as well. Tyler a couple laps down.
So Dylan Moskowitz had his nose out front. Cody Eldred just took it back on the top. That top line's coming in hard.
Dylan just got his tires below that white line, and bam, they went blowing by.
That'll do the trick. Like
So,
Tony was talking about, that transition is rough.
10 laps to go. Cody Eldred showing the way. All he's got to do is just hang on a little bit longer. However,
they're coming up on Jake Gordon to put him a lap down, or another lap down. I should say he's in 10th.
It's not looking good for Jake right now.
No,
he's in 10th. His 9th is a lap down. So
yeah.
Unless there's
another caution, he is definitely in trouble. As Moskowitz goes for the lead again, going into turn 3, down to the bottom. He's going to pull up to the front wheel there, kind of the front wing of Cody Eldred, but here comes that momentum off the top.
And Eldred is in trouble because we just saw right behind Cody is Isaiah, who sits in 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And
now,
you just
Isaiah
saw
does
Flash.
have that wing damage.
He has a damage. Yeah, a lot of damage.
But he's got his
Jay
teammate.
Anderson, the other Blues brother, pulled himself back up into Booze brother. I mean,
Currently sits in 4th.
He's
Anderson
doing what
is
he's gotta
in.
do.
Anderson currently in.
Yeah, he had a tough mountain to climb, and through all sorts of craziness and circumstances, he has managed to climb that mountain.
Moskowitz continues to show the way as we are closing. Currently 7 laps to go. We will be 6th this time across the stripe. As Dupree gets around Eldred.
Isaiah, please pull out. Let everybody by you here. I mean, the cars that are contending, because you're already in.
And he's
please
blinking
don't screw
badly.
it up for anybody else. And you're blinking very badly.
Up to 37 already as we watch that car just twitch worse than a junkie looking for a fix. Good grief.
These guys are going to have to be very cautious coming by him. It's very hard to predict where a car is going to be when it starts blinking like that.
As Eldred now has the lap car of Bob Lacavara to contend with. Lacavara racing for his life. Unfortunately, 3 laps down. I think he's on life support right now.
Yeah, he's going to need a miracle. We've seen stranger things happen. I mean, that caution that came out a little while ago was pretty unexpected, to say the very least.
Well, everybody's had their money stop.
Yeah.
Jay Anderson, 22 laps into his stint, does he have enough in the tank to make it the entire way? As Eldred goes to
the top.
Goes to the outside, he's got Dupree behind him, gets the clear going into 3, trying to keep it wound up. 2/10
Blinking
back.
again. Sorry.
2/10 back to Dylan Moskowitz as we're watching this battle for the lead.
He's got the time. He's got 2 more laps. Or I should say 3 more laps, yeah?
As we are 3 to go right now.
So after all of the strategizing, all of the driving, it comes down to this.
What was that? What was that out of the 4? He just swung all the way up to the wall and then back down.
Locking possibly?
Apparently trying to break the draft of Cody. Definitely playing games right now.
Didn't work.
Didn't work as Cody's got to run on the high side.
Huge run. He's going to pull up to the front wing with his rear tire.
They're coming up in lap traffic as well, so that should make things interesting if they catch him.
Boy.
And we are getting the white flag this time across the stripe as Eldred moves up to the point. Moskowitz slips in behind him. Eldred's just got to hold him off one more time.
He's making that top side work, and as we talked about earlier, if it comes in here, it is very potent.
Moskowitz with another run to the inside. It's a drag race as they go through 3 and 4.
Two more corners.
Moskowitz almost catching the apron. Eldred nerves the steal. It's a drag race.
This is going to be ugly.
And
it looks like it's Eldred at the stripe.
It is Eldred.
And we got a big wreck
going into one. Wrecks.
Oh, huge wreck going into one.
Who was that?
18 thousandths of a second between Cody and Dylan. 18 thousandths of a second.
I had to bite my tongue because I start yelling when that started going on.
18 thousandths of a second. Good win, Cody.
That was Alex Green, who just, thank God this is a simulator.
Yeah, and we hadn't had any of those thank God it was a simulator moments until the race was over this week.
Well, let's watch this again as Green is battling with the 20 of Brad Truax. And, wow, Chris Hamilton just runs him straight flat over.
Wow.
Good
and, we were
grief.
talking about the strategy of Cody Eldred earlier in the race. We're like, if a caution comes out, and I honestly didn't expect it, but when it did, that strategy did pay off.
Those all belong to me.
So that was a close finish.
Cody Eldred punching his ticket in. And if anybody wants to do, if you want to do the math for me, Layla, while I grab Cody real quick.
I can't do math.
Start with 43, Sam, if you want to. 43 points for the win, plus a bonus point for leading a lap.
That's 44.
That is 44, and then let's see if anybody had a clean race here.
Jay.
Let's see who had a clean race as I'm bringing up the results page right now. Cody Eldred with a clean race. So 2 bonus points for Cody, 1 bonus point for Jay. Bonus point for Mike Whitaker for a clean race. And a bonus point for Jake Gordon for a clean race. And a bonus point for Terry Adams and Johnny Antonucci.
But Jake's pretty much out of it, isn't he, without the win?
He's out. He's out.
Yeah, Jake is pretty much done for. But as we're watching,
out too, so that's 2 we know are out.
Right. So I'm going to jump into TeamSpeak real quick here. Layla, if you want to join us for TeamSpeak, I would love to have you there.
At some point, I may do that.
Fair enough.
We'll see. But for now, thank you for having me. That was insane, as most of these races are. And I suppose I'll see y'all next week.
All right, Layla, good job. You have a good week.
See you next week.
Thanks for having me.
I thank you, Layla. And remember, we're at Talladega Tuesday if you're bored.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Alrighty, then. I'll see you.
So if you're bored on Tuesday, if not, we'll see you Sunday.
Alrighty. See you then.
Thank you, miss.
See you later.
As I am now grabbing Cody Eldred and bringing him down. And please remember, guys, you do need to push your push-to-talk buttons now that we are in TeamSpeak talking to Cody. As Cody Eldred joins us on the broadcast. Cody, punch in your ticket to the second round with authority, and good grief, what a battle of those last 10 laps.
Oh, yeah. That was phenomenal.
User joined your channel.
So talk us through the race, as far as how were you able to get that much fuel mileage out of the car?
Honestly, if I would have done it a little bit more gooder, I would have actually skipped a one full pit. But I wasn't able to do that. But the yellow flag actually helped me in staying out. I just was patient, staying behind people. I was not even full throttle a lot of the time. Staying in people's draft helped.
Fair enough. You bring out a really good point. That caution, you and Dylan trapped the entire field a lap down.
Yeah, so, it's still an exciting finish, even though 6 people were on the lead lap.
Six people were left on the lead lap when all the smoke cleared, and you and Dylan were just had a hell of a battle those final 10 laps. Isaiah Dupree was trying to stick his nose in there, but unfortunately he was blinking and did the right thing with as badly as he was blinking. Do you think you would have had anything for Ronnie had it stayed green?
Stayed green. If he had to pit, I would have caught everybody a lap down.
Well, the thing is, you did catch everybody a lap down, and he was on his money stop.
Oh, okay. I wasn't going to take tires, and I only needed 4 gallons, I think it was, to finish. And I would have had to pit at lap 123, something, 117, something like that, somewhere around there.
Okay, so you were gonna short fuel it then. So, that definitely would have been a completely different strategy. So you're already qualified for the RobertsTechJobs.com Elite Invitational. Now moving on to one of the tracks where you first showed me that these cars can bump draft. Talladega is next week. Are you looking forward to that at all?
Oh, Talladega is always fun. I enjoy racing there. I actually tried bump drafting a few times here, trying to push people through the corner faster than they wanted so I can pass them. Super Speedways is where this league started, and it's always fun to go back to them.
All right, so Cody, punching your ticket, moving on. It's always good to have you in the league. You're defending IRO5 series champion. You've already qualified to move on to round 2 of the chase there. So we'll see you Tuesday trying to get another win under your belt this season. You just punched your ticket to round 2 here. Talk us through the remainder of the chase. You've got Talladega, California, and Indy left. Any one of those tracks kind of scare you a little bit?
No. The only thing that scare me are the other drivers. There's a lot of tough competition out there. It's always fun getting the bragging rights of winning. And I think I'm the only driver in this league to sweep a week. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Yep.
Well, Cody, you need to send out a big thank you to Alex there. He kind of ran out of gas right in front of the Dominator in that race. Number 21 there was pretty much looked like he had it in the bag, and then Alex ran out of gas right in front of him going down pit road, and he had to hit Alex twice because I guess he's totally out. So
that may have been what flustered Ronnie to the point where he was trying to exit pit road faster than he should have and caught the grass and brought that caution out. But definitely, there was a mistake made and you were able to capitalize on it. So good on you, Cody.
Yep.
Yeah, good win, Cody.
Yeah, thank you, Sam.
Very good win. Congratulations, Cody.
Thank you, sir. It does suck that Isaiah had to be told to, because of blinking issues and coming out of turn 2, he went through my car, I believe.
Twice.
That would have been a good 1, 2, 3 battle there. Just thank Old School Motorsports letting me stick a sticker on here. Look at them if you want Iracing paints. They do a phenomenal job.
And you also have Land Before Time on the car. And one more time, Cody, what is that on the side of your car?
It's a motherfucking tree star, dude.
There we go.
Oh, come on.
The new catchphrase for the season from defending IRO 5 Series champion Cody Eldred. Cody, we'll let you get back after the post-race drivers meeting. Congratulations on moving on to the second round, and we'll see you Tuesday night in the IRO 5s at Talladega.
And Cody,
right, thank you guys.
Cody, those tree stars are legal in Colorado.
I'll take you.
Wow. Okay. Cody Eldred, everybody,
User was moved
able
out of your
to
channel.
punch his ticket to the round 2 of the chase as
User was
as
moved
now
to
we
your
bring
channel.
second place Dylan Moskowitz into the booth. Dylan, hell of a battle there for the last 10 laps. Walk us through your money stop. You were able to win the battle off pit road.
Honestly, Cody didn't pit when the pits were open, and so I just pitted, and he pitted the next time. That was it. Really, the whole race. I mean, if it went green, everyone had to pit but Cody and I. We stayed out each time, and I wanted to lead the lap, and he beat me every time. So it was just going to be between him and I, and he was going to finish second, he first, just like it happened.
Well, for what it's worth, you guys did catch, 1, 2 were on the lead lap, and from third back, you guys caught everybody a lap down. So,
Yeah, that was nice.
if it wasn't for the waiver rounds, it would have been just a 2-car battle. Isaiah Dupree was able to work his way back up there to join you guys, and then the dreaded Blinkies got him. And do you think you had anything? Do you think you had anything for Ronnie Osmer had the caution not come out?
Probably not, but I didn't see him the whole race, to be honest. So, really, the problem, it wasn't a problem. But once Isaiah got moved, I was like, oh my gosh, I had the race because Cody was so far back. And once Cody asked Bob Lacavara to move, I needed him to stay there. So I knew that was going to be something, and it was the difference. But
Fair enough. But you had the restart of your life. It just, unfortunately, Cody was able to work the traffic a little bit better, and you still got a podium, and hopefully we'll see him more often in the coming season. I know you were kind of part-time with us this past season. Hopefully you'll be full-time this coming season.
I would always like to. It's hard with work, I'll tell you that. And I'm actually doing a wedding in Detroit, so I won't be here the next week. I'll tell you that.
So unfortunately, we're not going to see you at Talladega then.
No, and I wanted to run Tega.
So good run, Dylan. So what are you, a wedding singer?
I'm going to be an usher. My cousin is getting married in Detroit. We're going to drive from Texas to Michigan, so it'll be fun.
Well, if that's the case, just if you're driving, just pack your rig in the car.
Oh, we're not pulling a Cody.
I didn't say pull a. I didn't say use McDonald's Wi-Fi. I just tell your cousin, hey, I need to use your Wi-Fi, or bring your your Ethernet cable with you and run from your cousin's house. If if it's so important that he gets married, run from the reception, because most wedding halls have an internet connection now, so you should be able to plug in at the reception hall.
We'll see about that. Okay, Tony?
All right, sir. Congratulations again on the podium, and we'll let you get back up to the post-race drivers meeting.
10-4 they get. By the way, it was a great race with Cody. He ran clean. We ran clean. Happy he got it.
Congrats, Dylan.
All right, so Dylan Moskowitz able to hang on for second.
Was moved out of your channel.
Let's see if we can find Isaiah. And there he is, trying to console his teammate.
User was moved to your channel.
Trying to console his teammate Jake Gordon. Isaiah Dupree able to hang on for third after getting caught a lap down. Isaiah, tell us what was going through your mind when that caution came out.
Yeah, I was pissed. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter. Yeah, it really screwed both of us over, so that's all I'm gonna do on that issue.
Well, we were talking about that with Cody in the booth earlier, and you can really blame your teammate for that one, because Alex Green ran out of fuel right in front of Ronnie Osmer as they were coming down pit road, and Ronnie actually had to bump Alex out of the way, and it possibly flustered the 21, and that's probably why he was trying to push so hard coming out of pits.
Yeah, he lost a lot of time there because Alex ran out before they hit pit road, and he was stuck right behind him, and they both stayed to the right. And but anyway, Isaiah, I wouldn't normally ask you to move out of the way like that in a chase situation, but since you were locked in, I just thought it would be courteous to the other drivers not to impair anybody else's march into the next round since you're already locked in.
No, I completely understand the decision there. It's just on my end, it was fine, and then it wasn't fine for a second, and then it was fine. So yeah, these things happen.
Well, you were locked in, you were damaged, and you were blinking. So that was kind of the trifecta of stuff that could go wrong. But you were able to hang on for third, so congratulations on that one. Talk us through. Are you looking for? You got Talladega, California, and Indy coming up. I know Indy is a good track for you. Talk us through California and Talladega? Either one of those two tracks that you fear?
It's actually Kentucky we're going to, not California.
Kentucky. Thank you, Sam. I knew it was something with a to start it. Talk us through Kentucky and Talladega. Are you either one of those two tracks kind of scare you?
Talladega scares me just because of the nature of super speedways, and it's always wishy-washy on what can happen. But I hopefully plan on winning both of them in the upcoming. But I'm just a little worried about Talladega and the big one that's probably going to happen early on in the race.
I'll be back next Sunday for Talladega.
Hey, be on the pole again.
So, do you have much experience in the IndyCars at a plate track?
I think I have 3 races in the league with them, and that's about it. I think I pulled third with Jake and Creighton at Talladega, so I'm not too worried.
All right, fair enough. But you're definitely moving on. We will look forward to seeing you Tuesday night in the IRO5s, and then again Sunday in the DW12. So we'll let you get back up. Do you want to go to your team, or do you want to go to the post-race drivers meeting? It looks like your team is gone.
Post-race. Yeah, post-race.
So we're sending you back up to the post-race drivers meeting.
Wait. I want to talk to Isaiah for just a second here.
Okay, Gary.
I just want to tell you my decision on that when that caution came out, Isaiah, that, yeah, Bob Lockavar had checked up and maybe overreacted, but if the 21 hadn't done what he did, Bob wouldn't have been in that situation. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. If you watch the replay, Isaiah, you'll see exactly what happened, and it helps if I push my push to talk. If you watch the replay, Isaiah, you'll see exactly what happened, because we did do a follow cam on your car, and you can watch Bob kind of have an oh shit moment, and that kind of closed the door for you on more than one avenue. So we'll let you get back up to the post race drivers meeting, and we will see you Tuesday night at Talladega.
Yep. Thank you. See you.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right. So there's Isaiah. Let's see if we can find Mr. Osmer. There he is.
User
and
was moved to your channel.
Joining us now, most laps led of the event, Ronnie Osmer. Ronnie, heartbreaker for you. Walk us through that last pit stop. What happened?
I made a quick call to go into pit road just to play it safe on fuel because I knew at the spot I was pitting, I would have made it to the end on fuel. Alex was in front of me. I saw him fly into pit road. I don't know why. Then all of a sudden he's like immediately slowed down. And not knowing where his pit stall is, I couldn't pass him, so I tried making him go faster and found out he ran out of fuel. And then when exiting the pit, I was in a little bit of a rush, but when I looked at my relative and Isaiah was 1.5 seconds almost on top of me, instead of doing a little lift like I was supposed to when exiting pit road, I kept it floored the entire time, just overdrove it, and hate to have that happen.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were figuring took place, was being caught behind the out of fuel Alex Green kind of flushed you a little bit, because we had seen you just hit your marks stop after stop after stop. And basically everybody agreed that they really didn't have anything for you had that race stayed green the entire way.
Yeah, it was just the ride to give car was incredibly fast, and I had all my marks. I had all the fuel strategy right. Would have made it at the end on fuel if that mistake never happened, and would have won that race.
Yeah,
well,
you were lightning quick around there tonight. You were gaining time on your own, which is amazing to see.
And I dare say you can use this as a learning experience, and if you do use it as a learning experience, the entire field is in trouble next season.
It was definitely a learning experience because as soon as the caution came out, I realized Isaiah pitted too early because I remember seeing him pit on lap 111 and was like, I shouldn't have rushed it because I knew I was going to outlast him on fuel. So it was definitely a learning experience that I'll definitely learn from.
Well, it was a really good race for you, Ronnie. You were dominant tonight, and I just want to say a very good job. And it's unfortunate that that incident going down pit road happened to you. And I hope you learned one thing: don't follow the 30 down pit road.
Actually,
definitely learned that.
the big lesson here is don't be anywhere near the 30. Anyways, I digress. Talladega next week. How much plate track experience do you have in the IndyCars?
Well, I won Daytona earlier in the season, so I feel very confident with the super speedways.
All right, good to know. So, Ronnie, being as young as you are, sir, my hat's off to you with the amount of racecraft that you currently have. That's something that just amazes me every time I see you take the track. Is you know where to put the car, when it's time to go, when it's time to not go, and it's almost like, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if you're running in Oculus or Trips, triple screens, but you seem to know exactly where the other cars are and where you need to put your race car at all times.
Well, I run the simple one-screen setup that's as simple as it could be, and 2 buttons on the steering wheel to look left and right. And it's just a thing I've learned from a long time of racing in real life.
All right. Well, sir, I dare say that if you stick with it, especially in this league, the entire ISL driver lineup is in trouble next season because you definitely are going to be going places.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we'll let you get back up to the post-race drivers meeting. It's Ronnie Osmer able to come home, able to rebound into 9th. So good on him there.
Moved out of your channel.
Gentlemen, I don't know what I could possibly say to as far as what we saw tonight. Caution came out with just about 10 to go. Other than that, 17 lead changes, 1 caution. I'm almost speechless.
Yeah, it was a very fast-paced race. A lot of respect was given in this race. A near miss for Ronnie, which is unfortunate with the incident he had at the end, which brought the caution out. But as Ronnie said, as we've all said to Ronnie, and Ronnie said himself, it's a sign of things to come next season. It's going to be a good thing to see. But that finish at the end, oh my goodness me! I mean, Katie bar the door. I swear to God, that was the closest finish we've seen all season.
Absolutely, Sam. Do you have that math done yet, or are we going to have to wait for next week, sir?
I'm going to hazard a guess and say the 3 that are out are Bob, Johnny, and unfortunately Jake. So
and
David Llewellyn as well. So Mark Vega makes it in. Alex Green, I'm sure, makes it in because he finished in the top 10, even though he wrecked out.
So Cody and Isaiah are in. Mike Whitaker coming home in 5th. Is in.
Jay Anderson, 4th.
Jay Anderson, that would be 39 points. 39 and 31 is
Tyler Graff.
70. Hold on for me here.
Okay.
I'm doing the high-powered gazintas.
All right.
Again, for those of you watching, that's redneck math. Tyler Graff is in.
Takes him a while, Sammy.
It looks
only
like
has 10 fingers and 10 toes.
I can't count past 20 with my pants on. So, anyways, looks like Bob Lacavara is going to be the last one in, and then out is Johnny Antonucci, Mark Vega, David Llewellyn, and Jake Gordon.
Oh, okay. So that makes things very different to what I said. But yeah, that's
actually no. I take that back. Graff's out.
Oh,
because Vega finished in front of Graff.
Yeah.
Your last one's Gordon out, Llewellyn out.
Johnny out.
Johnny, Jake, David, Johnny, and Terry. Unfortunately.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Terry. He was so hyped up.
Bob Lacavara, last car in.
So Mark Vega made it in as well then.
By the skin of his teeth, Vega
All
is
right.
still into round 2 at a track that Vega is dangerous at plate tracks, and I mean that to the rest of the field. Vega is just, when you put him on a plate track, he's going to be very difficult to beat.
Don't get me wrong, he's good at Kentucky as well.
He was very, very good at Kentucky the last time we were there, but when you put him on a plate track, Vega, it's almost like he can see where the wind is.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, guys, I'll be working with you Tuesday night. I'll be in Colorado somewhere, so I'll be there for Tuesday's race. But starting Sunday, I'm going to be back behind the wheel. So
you're going to be in Colorado playing with the Tree Stars, aren't you?
Yes. Well, we're going to plan a few 3 stars.
Okay. So on that note, you have been. We're going to get in trouble. On that note, you have been watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and let Bill know that the ISL sent you. For Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, for Mr. Gary Bauer, and for the lovely and talented Miss Layla Wilson, I'm Tony Trapasso saying, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you Tuesday night from Talladega Super Speedway in Talladega, Alabama in the IRO5s.
Good night.
All right.